Today on Hidden Secrets Revealed Live, Ferrari reveals the electric Luce. Ferrari has entered the electric vehicle arena, introducing the Luce, its first electric car designed by the iconic Jony Ive. Is this a bold evolution for the luxury sports car brand? Or does its resemblance to a lower priced models from other manufacturers kill the brand? Let me reveal this hidden secret to you live right now on Hidden Secrets Revealed Live. HSRL is a production of Safe New Media. Before you keep watching, let me tell you who this is not for. This show is not for you if you take yourself too seriously. If you are a seeker, let me be your guide to discover accurate truth for yourself. Let me help you increase the quality and effectiveness of your life by revealing to you the hidden secrets of the multiverse. It's the only podcast of its kind right now on this subject, going live on X, therefore the most popular live stream podcast. Live right now on this subject, going live on X. This show is specifically for those who are seeking new perspectives, fresh ideas, and a willingness to explore new possibilities. My intention is to help investors like you stay ahead of the curve and make the most out of emerging opportunities. Today, on HSRL. Ladies and gentlemen, Ferrari wanted to preserve its heritage while embracing the future. So they made a car that disappoints both generations equally. That's balance. Let's talk about Ferrari's first electric car, the Luce. $640,000, four doors, five seats. Ferrari Luce sounds less like a supercar and more like a prescription medication with possible side effects, including depreciation. It costs $640,000. It's a $640,000 Ferrari that looks exactly like a $640,000 Ferrari designed by Apple. A $640,000 EV with 280 miles of range. You're not buying transportation anymore. You're buying an argument. Have you seen this thing? It's an electric Ferrari, a five-seat electric Ferrari designed by Jony Ive, the guy who designed the iPhone. I mean, it's amazing. Jony Ive designed it with his firm Love From, which makes sense because when you spend $640,000 on a Ferrari that looks like a misshapen toaster, you're really going to need a lot of love from whoever you're driving it home to. The guy who made the iPhone so thin you could lose it in your couch cushions. So now, the Ferrari is this sleek, minimalist glass house thing. It's not a car. It's what happens when an Apple store has a midlife crisis. It's the first Ferrari designed by Jony Ive. You can tell because it looks like it's trying to sync with your iCloud. Jony Ive and his design studio Love From designed it. No wonder he's an ex Apple designer. Now we know why Apple didn't come out with an electric car. It sure is unlike any other Ferrari. And it's a five-seater, a five-seat Ferrari. You know who buys a five-seat Ferrari? A guy who wants to go 193 miles an hour, but only if he can hear three children screaming in the back seat about why the iPad isn't charging. The Ferrari Luce has 1,035 horsepower and seats five. Finally, a vehicle for the man who wants to terrify his entire family at once. Ferrari finally makes a family car, and it's electric. It's like they looked at the prancing horse and said, you know what this legend needs? A minivan with anxiety issues and no sound. You pay $640,000 and the car shows up looking like it got lost on the way to a Tesla design meeting and just gave up. You pull up to the valet and he goes, "Sir, is this the new iFerrari?" And you're like, "No, it's a $640,000 toaster on wheels, but it has 4 motors, so shut up." Lamborghini went on Instagram and commented, "Brother, ew, Lamborghini, the company that makes cars shaped like stealth bombers for 19-year-old crypto influencers, is looking at this thing going, 'Where is the class?'" Imagine making a Lamborghini say, "Tone it down." McLaren called it a misshapen toaster, which is unfair. A toaster actually finishes charging before breakfast. Even the Pope sat in it. The Pope. You know, the Vatican's thinking, finally, a Ferrari quiet enough for confession. Pope Leo XIV took a seat in it during a special presentation. Even the Pope looked like he was there to perform last rites. What is the Pope doing in a 1,000 horsepower electric Ferrari? What is he doing? Is he planning on delivering the blessings at 190 miles an hour? In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy. Whoa. And they had Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc there at the launch. And they were grinning. Of course, they were grinning. They're Formula One drivers. They're thinking, thank God I only have to drive this thing if I'm getting paid $40 million a year. Even the former chairman, Luca de Montezemolo, de Montezemolo, he came out and blasted it. He said it strays too far from the brand's storied heritage. Buddy, the heritage was loud V12s that sounded like God clearing his throat. This thing sounds like God whispering, "Please don't look at me." And he's right. Ferrari's storied heritage is very simple: making loud red cars for Italian men who are having a midlife crisis. Now they're making silent silver cars for tech executives who are having a midlife crisis. It's a totally different kind of divorce. Ferrari made an electric car for people who thought the problem with Teslas was not enough debt. Meanwhile, the Tesla Model S Plaid does almost the same numbers for 1/6 the price. So you spend 640K on the Luce, and some guy in a hoodie blows by you in his plaid while blasting podcasts about elk meat. The Tesla Plaid is faster and costs 1/6 as much. The Ferrari counters with, "Yes, but ours comes with emotional confusion." But let's look at the numbers. It's got 1,035 horsepower and goes 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds. The Tesla Model S Plaid has 1,020 horsepower and goes 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds. The Tesla costs $90,000. The Ferrari costs $640,000. So for an extra $550,000, you get a car that is slower, but it has the distinct advantage of being a car that costs you an extra $550,000. Tesla fans are furious. They're online saying the Plaid has the exact same specs on paper for 1/6 of the price. And they're right. It's like buying a Rolex. On paper, a Casio calculator watch tells the exact same time as a Rolex. But when you wear a Casio, women don't instantly assume you're hiding a massive amount of tax fraud. Ferrari fans said, "This doesn't look like a Ferrari." Ferrari said, "Exactly. Innovation." That's like Olive Garden unveiling sushi and going, "You're welcome." That's the Ferrari experience now. You know how hard you have to mess up for people to see a new Ferrari and go, I'll wait for next year's model when it has a camera? It's a Ferrari from Timu. You order it, it shows up in a plain brown box, and the instructions are Good luck, King. People are furious about the styling. They say it looks like a Timu version of a Ferrari, which is crazy. It doesn't look like a Timu version of a Ferrari. It looks like a Ferrari version of a Timu car. The market reaction was brutal. Ferrari stock dropped 8% after the reveal. That's the first time a Ferrari became less expensive after you saw it. Do you know how hard you have to mess up for people not to want a Ferrari? Everyone owes Jaguar a sincere apology. Imagine saying, I have a 600K Ferrari and then pulling up in this. The corporate strategy must have been, let's build a car so unappealing, our own billionaires will pay us to take it away. But look, it's an Apple collaboration. I'm going to wait for next year's model. I'll wait for the Ferrari Luce S. That's the one where they remove the charging port entirely. And you have to buy a $40,000 dongle just to plug it into your garage. And if you drop it on the sidewalk, the entire windshield shatters. And you have to go to the Genius Bar at the mall and talk to a 22-year-old named Kyle just to get your transmission fixed. It's an incredible machine, a $640,000 electric Ferrari that makes everyone wish they bought a Jaguar. Let me know in the comments if you sold all your Ferrari stock today. That's my time. I got to get back to work. Share this, retweet on X, subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube or Spotify. Pummel that subscribe button into submission and you know that notification bell if you're watching on YouTube. Yeah, smash that so you know when the show comes on. You're allowed to make fun of me only if your jokes are funny and you get my name right. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Visit my X profile to learn more. It's not necessary to follow me on X, but now you can follow at Safe New Media. Follow at Safe New Media. Whatever you decide, team up with me to bring about serious advancement for each other. The plan is for our community to share with each other the systems, the processes, and workflows that we are successfully using in order to help each other grow. It's not a cult, but have you ever felt that deep, powerful sense of belonging that transforms your entire perspective? That's what awaits you in our community. As you hear me talking now, you might begin to imagine yourself surrounded by like minded individuals who truly understand your aspirations. Picture yourself waking up each morning with renewed purpose, knowing you're part of something greater than yourself. Your future self is already thanking you for taking this step today. The door is open and all you need to do is walk through it. Belong higher. Join our inner circle on Telegram. There's a link to it at the top of the Safe New Media X profile. And it's here, here. The official source for this show is safenewmedia.com/HSRL. This episode is brought to you by the AI Apocalypse Small Business Fix. Most small business owners know AI is changing things and have no idea where to start. They're running their businesses. They don't have time to figure it out. All businesses that neglect becoming AI first will be eradicated. Don't let it happen to yours. Go to safenew.media. That's safenew.media to get your AI assessment for small businesses now. It's a roadmap that we build for a business that shows you exactly where AI can improve your operations, customer follow-ups, scheduling, marketing, repetitive admin work, etc. We find the gaps, explain what's possible, and hand you a clear written plan. You will receive a written report, simple, clear, no fluff. This is for you if you're a business owner with around 50 employees or less. You realize what's coming, the AI tidal wave. You're aware that if you do nothing, your business is in trouble. When I started what became Safe New Media, it was at the beginning of COVID-19. Remember that? Panic was in the air. That's when I helped entrepreneurs adapt, live stream video, content creation, not to mention Zoom meetings. That was the new normal. Today, a similar paradigm shift is happening. After the ChatGPT moment came the OpenClaw moment. The new normal is the next inflection point from another AI breakthrough. Are you falling behind, ready to change with the times, or would you rather get left behind? Now you can secure your AI apocalypse small business fix. Limit 3 clients per week, first come, first serve. Only one spot left this week. You will be added to our waitlist when at capacity. Go to safenew.media. What I'm about to tell you next will shock you.
This is not an offer, solicitation of an offer to buy or sell securities. Past performance is not an indication of future results. Investing involves risk and may result in partial or total loss. Prospective investors should carefully consider investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses, and should consult with a tax or legal advisor before making any investment.
Before making any investment decision, always do your own research. This is not financial advice. Are you an accredited investor? This is for you if you are. Today, the market has shifted. We're at the bottom of the cycle for multifamily real estate. Rent growth in the Sun Belt is at 0%. Most investors are about to get wiped out. Real estate has a dirty secret. It doesn't follow demand, it follows cheap money. And when money gets cheap, people build too much every time. That bill is due now. So, two opposing facts are true. Many apartment owners are distressed. The only reason they need to sell is not that they want to, they have to, or else return the keys to the bank. The other fact is that families are stuck as forever renters. We're seizing this shift. We're passing on the majority of deals because the numbers don't work, but we are buying 100 unit assets in growth markets, sometimes less than 80 units. Few get in. Why? We don't need more money. We're looking for investors aligned with our values. We're improving quality of life at scale for hardworking families. Secure your place on our waitlist today. Go to Inveresta.com. You can now subscribe to our newsletter. That secures your place. You now receive your free guide. It's called Location Science 2026. 5 filters to find growth markets for multifamily real estate. Don't ignore the data before you invest. When you subscribe, you secure your place on our waitlist for the next opportunity. You know what most real estate people tell you? They tell you to invest in your backyard, which makes sense if you have an emerging market in your backyard, right? What if your backyard is in the wrong location? Avoid losing money in the wrong location. Hit me up on our X profile at Inveresta. Retail investors can send me a DM there. Let me know what kind of investment opportunities you are looking for. Accredited investors can get in touch with me today. Call my office, go to Inveresta.com. Accredited investors only. This is not an offer or solicitation to the general public. Last thing before I let you go, subscribe to Methods of Prosperity newsletter. You owe it to yourself to be rich. Society, our parents, teachers, and peers have conditioned us. They want us to be like them. They need us to comply. They need us to be conventional like they are. As Herb Kelleher, co founder and CEO of Southwest Airlines, remarked, all the people that were telling me those things were expressing conventional wisdom. And if it's conventional, it ain't wisdom. And if it's wisdom, it ain't conventional. My name is Sean Allen Penn, and I'm obsessed with prosperity. This is the natural state of the human spirit. It turns out there's no limit. There's also many variables. Some keep their day job while others go all in. Some are entrepreneurs while others are value investors. But all of them have a certain mindset. Understanding what makes them tick grants us insight into our own journey. Methods of Prosperity newsletter is for anyone who agrees that success leaves clues. This is the most popular newsletter to brainwash yourself rich. Become a renegade billionaire today. Go to safenewmedia.com/newsletter. To become a billionaire, one must first be conditioned to think like a billionaire. You can now subscribe for free at safenewmedia.com/newsletter. Join our community on Telegram for Methods of Prosperity. Thanks for making this the most popular live stream at this hour on this subject. Broadcasting on X, formerly known as Twitter, Hidden Secrets Revealed Live is a production of Safe New media, unconventional, diversified, global digital media company devoted to the practice, administration, and dissemination of the ideologies of its founder, moi, yours truly. My name is Sean Allen Finn, and this is definitely not a cult. I like you, but don't take my word for it. Decide for yourself.